Human behavior never lies. Our bodies, our eyes, even the smallest gestures, they all reveal the truth long before words ever do. Psychology gives us the tools to decode these signals, and when it comes to attraction, the signs are right there if you know how to see them. Today, I'm going to break down the subtle cues, the unconscious patterns, and the undeniable signals that reveal when a woman wants to take things to the next level. This isn't about guessing, assuming, or playing games. It's about understanding human behavior on the deepest level, because when you know what to look for, people can't hide how they really feel. When it comes to attraction, one of the strongest and most undeniable indicators is eye contact that lingers just a little longer than what is considered normal. Human beings are wired to communicate through their eyes in ways that they cannot fully control. We can train our words, adjust our tone, and even monitor our body movements, but the eyes always reveal what the mind and heart are feeling beneath the surface. Psychology has consistently shown that prolonged eye contact activates emotional and physiological responses in both people. When someone holds your gaze longer than usual, it can create a sense of intimacy and connection, and that is often where the spark of attraction becomes obvious. A woman who is interested in you on a deeper, more physical level will often allow her gaze to stay with you, and in that moment, there is a silent exchange happening that words could never replicate. The eyes send powerful subconscious signals. They dilate when we look at something or someone we desire, and this is a physiological response that cannot be faked. When a woman is genuinely drawn to you, her pupils may expand slightly as her interest heightens, and her gaze will be softer, warmer, more open. That lingering glance becomes an invitation, a way of saying without words, "I see you, and I want you to see me too." This is not the same as polite eye contact in a casual conversation. Polite eye contact tends to break quickly, it's fleeting, safe, and respectful, but when attraction is present, the eyes don't want to let go. Even in crowded environments, she may search for you across the room, and when your eyes meet, she won't immediately turn away. Instead, she might smile, hold your gaze for a beat longer than expected, or even glance down and back up at you again. Each of these small acts reveals interest that runs deeper than casual connection. Eye contact is also powerful because of the chemical reactions it can trigger in the brain. Studies in neuroscience have shown that when two people engage in extended eye contact, the brain releases oxytocin, sometimes called the bonding hormone. This creates a heightened sense of closeness and trust. If a woman wants to move toward intimacy, she will unconsciously create opportunities for these moments. She might hold your gaze while you're speaking, she might look into your eyes right after laughing at your joke, or she might even pause during conversation just to let that silence be filled with nothing but the two of you looking at each other. These moments build tension, the kind of tension that speaks volumes without a single word being exchanged. It's also important to notice the difference between comfortable and uncomfortable eye contact. Attraction makes eye contact enjoyable, not forced. A woman who wants to be closer to you won't show signs of discomfort when looking into your eyes. Instead, her expression will soften, her facial muscles will relax, and she may even mirror your own expressions. Mirroring is another psychological cue that reinforces her subconscious desire to connect with you. If she's gazing at you with interest, then smiles when you smile, or raises her eyebrows when you do, she is syncing her behavior with yours. That is a powerful indicator of both interest and trust. Of course, cultural and individual differences do exist. Some people are naturally more direct, while others may be more shy or reserved. However, even in more subtle individuals, the eyes still tell the truth. Shyness may cause a woman to look away quickly when you catch her staring, but if she repeatedly looks back, that repetition reveals more than the initial glance ever could. A single look may mean nothing, but repeated glances paired with a softness or warmth in her expression show that she is drawn toward you. Attraction always finds its way to reveal itself, and the eyes are often the first doorway through which that truth emerges. Proximity and touch are among the most reliable indicators of genuine attraction because they involve breaking through the invisible barrier of personal space. Every person has a comfort zone, a psychological bubble that surrounds them, and most of the time we are very protective of it. We only allow certain people inside that space, those we trust, feel safe with, or are drawn to. When a woman is interested in you on a more intimate level, she will often find ways to be closer, to step into that private territory in subtle but deliberate ways. It may start small, like standing next to you when there are plenty of other open spots in the room, or leaning just slightly toward you during a conversation. These movements are not random, they are signals of comfort and desire. Touch amplifies this message even more. Physical contact is one of the clearest nonverbal cues that attraction is present. When a woman is drawn to you, she might initiate seemingly innocent touches that carry deeper meaning. A hand brushing against yours, a playful tap on your arm when she laughs, or resting her hand on your shoulder as she makes a point. Each of these is an unspoken way of testing the waters. Psychology explains this as a gradual escalation of intimacy. By initiating small touches, she is gauging both her comfort and your response. If you reciprocate positively, it encourages her to move closer and make contact more frequently. If you pull back or show hesitation, she'll adjust and retreat. This dance of approach and retreat reveals much more than words ever could. Proximity also changes the energy between two people. When someone is physically close to you, you can feel their presence in a more intense way. A woman interested in moving toward intimacy will often position herself where she can easily engage with you. She may lean in when you talk, close the distance between you even if it isn't necessary, or angle her body directly toward you. Her orientation matters. If her shoulders, hips, and feet are facing you, she is signaling focused attention and openness. It's her way of showing that you are the center of her attention in that moment. Contrast this with someone who keeps their body angled away or maintains a clear gap between you. That distance often suggests a lack of interest or a desire to keep things platonic. Touch is also powerful because of the way it affects the nervous system. Even brief physical contact can trigger the release of dopamine, the feel, good chemical associated with pleasure and reward. When she touches you, even in subtle ways, her body is encouraging connection, and she is likely experiencing the same chemical response. This is why small touches can feel electric, why brushing hands or a gentle graze across the back can create such a noticeable shift in energy. These moments create a shared physical memory that deepens the sense of attraction and builds anticipation for more. There is also an important distinction between accidental and intentional touch. Accidental contact happens in crowded or busy environments, but intentional touch is purposeful, even if it appears casual. For example, she may lightly touch your arm to emphasize a point, brush something off your jacket that isn't really there, or guide you through a crowd with her hand on your back. These touches don't need to happen, yet she chooses to make them, and that choice reveals her deeper intentions. The repetition of such moments is what solidifies the message. She is signaling comfort, trust, and desire all at once. Even the smallest choices around space can be revealing. If she chooses to sit next to you instead of across from you, or if she leans in so her shoulder brushes against yours when there's no real need to, she is collapsing the barrier of personal space deliberately. That physical closeness becomes a bridge between casual interaction and intimate connection. Over time, these touches and moments of closeness build into a rhythm that communicates more than any conversation could. It is a universal truth of human behavior. When someone wants you, they move closer. When they don't, they keep their distance. Subtle body language often communicates far more than words ever could, and when it comes to attraction, the body has a way of revealing desire in ways that are nearly impossible to suppress. When a woman is drawn to you, her posture, the way she positions her hips, the movement of her legs, and the rhythm of her gestures all send signals that psychology has studied for decades. These cues emerge naturally because the human body responds instinctively to emotional states. Attraction creates a shift in how she holds herself, and even if she tries to hide it, her body betrays what her mind is feeling. Posture is one of the first things to notice. When a woman is interested, she often adjusts her body to appear more open, receptive, and engaged. Instead of crossing her arms tightly or angling her torso away, she leans in, squares her shoulders toward you, and allows her frame to be more relaxed. This openness is a nonverbal invitation, a subconscious way of signaling that she is comfortable and wants to connect. Closed body language, on the other hand, like turning away, crossing arms, or keeping a rigid posture, usually signals distance or disinterest. The difference may appear small, but in the psychology of attraction, small shifts matter greatly. Hips and legs play an especially important role in nonverbal signaling. Research has shown that people unconsciously angle their hips and feet toward what they find most interesting. If a woman's hips or legs are consistently pointed in your direction, even in a group setting, that alignment reveals her focus and attraction. Likewise, subtle leg movements like crossing and uncrossing them toward you, shifting her weight in your direction, or brushing her foot closer, are all subtle indicators of where her attention truly lies. The body aligns with desire before the mind ever gives permission. Gestures and fidgeting also offer important insight. When attraction is present, the body becomes more animated, often without conscious awareness. She may play with her hair, touch her neck, or adjust her clothing more frequently when she is around you. These are not random acts, but rather displacement behaviors, psychology's term for physical actions that reveal heightened emotional states such as nervousness, excitement, or desire. The neck, for example, is a vulnerable area, and touching it subconsciously communicates openness and trust. Playing with hair can be both a way to soothe, and a way to draw attention, signaling heightened awareness of your presence. Another strong indicator is mirroring. When a woman is attracted, her body often synchronizes with yours without her realizing it. If you lean forward, she may lean forward too. If you cross your legs, she may shift hers in a similar way. This mirroring is a subconscious attempt to create rapport and connection, a way of aligning her energy with yours. It's the body's way of saying we are in sync. When this happens consistently, it's a powerful sign that her attraction goes beyond casual interest. Facial expressions tie all of these cues together. A genuine smile, a slight bite of the lip, raised eyebrows, or prolonged gazes directed at your mouth can signal more intimate thoughts. Unlike forced smiles that end quickly or fail to reach the eyes, genuine expressions are easy to spot. They last longer, they light up the entire face, and they create a contagious sense of warmth. If she is smiling often in your presence, leaning her body toward yours, and her lower body is oriented in your direction, these combined cues create a clear picture that words cannot deny. Even micro movements carry weight. A woman might shift closer by just a few inches, tilt her head slightly to expose her neck, or keep her legs angled toward you throughout an entire conversation. Each of these signals, when taken alone, might seem insignificant, but when repeated and layered together, they form a consistent pattern of attraction. This is why context and consistency matter so much. A single gesture could be coincidence, but a cluster of body language cues paints a far more reliable picture. Ultimately, the body cannot help but reveal interest. While the mind may attempt to remain guarded or discreet, the subconscious leaks through in the form of posture, movement, and orientation. By paying attention to these subtle yet powerful cues, hips angled toward you, legs crossing in your direction, frequent touches to the hair or neck, and mirrored gestures, you begin to see the truth beneath the surface. The human body speaks a language all its own, and when attraction is present, it communicates it loudly, even in silence. Vocal tone, laughter, and playful teasing are some of the most revealing indicators of attraction because they expose emotions that the body cannot fully disguise. While body language and eye contact speak volumes, the voice carries a unique kind of intimacy. When a woman is drawn to someone, her vocal patterns shift in ways that psychology has carefully studied. The pitch may rise slightly, the tone may become softer or more melodic, and her laughter becomes more frequent and authentic. These changes are not deliberate acts of performance, but natural responses to the heightened emotional state created by desire and interest. The human voice adapts unconsciously, signaling feelings before they are ever put into words. One of the most telling signs is the variation in vocal pitch. Research shows that women tend to speak in a slightly higher pitch when they are attracted to someone, which is rooted in evolutionary psychology. A higher pitch can convey youthfulness, playfulness, and warmth, all traits that signal openness and receptivity. You may notice her voice softening when she speaks directly to you, creating a more personal and intimate connection. This shift often happens without her realizing it, and it stands in contrast to the neutral tone she might use with others in the same setting. That subtle adjustment in her voice is an unspoken way of making her interaction with you distinct and more charged. Laughter is another undeniable indicator. Attraction often lowers inhibitions and creates a heightened state of enjoyment, and laughter becomes the natural outlet for that energy. When a woman is drawn to you, she may laugh more easily at your jokes, even the ones that aren't particularly funny. This isn't about comedy, it's about connection. Laughter releases endorphins, the body's natural feel, good chemicals, and by laughing with you, she associates you with those positive emotions. The psychology behind this is simple. Shared laughter strengthens bonds and accelerates intimacy. If her laughter comes quickly, is frequent, and feels genuine rather than forced, it is a clear sign that she is not only comfortable with you, but also excited by your presence. Playful teasing takes this dynamic even further. Teasing is a social strategy rooted in both psychology and attraction. It creates a safe space for flirtation without requiring direct declarations of interest. When a woman teases you lightly, makes playful comments, or jokingly challenges you, she is testing the chemistry between you. This form of banter allows her to explore the interaction while gauging your reactions. Teasing builds tension, creates a push and pull dynamic, and generates energy that keeps the conversation charged. It is often a precursor to deeper levels of intimacy because it establishes both comfort and excitement. Tone and teasing also reveal themselves in the rhythm of conversation. If she is interested, you may notice that she makes an effort to keep the dialogue flowing, even when the subject is trivial. She may elongate her responses, use more expressive intonation, or add playful exaggeration. Her voice becomes a tool for holding your attention and signaling that she enjoys your company. This is not the clipped, efficient speech people use when they want to end a conversation quickly. Instead, it is drawn out, engaging, and infused with energy. What makes vocal cues so powerful is how they often pair with other signals. A higher pitch combined with frequent laughter and physical proximity is far stronger evidence of attraction than any single indicator on its own. Likewise, teasing combined with eye contact and smiles forms a constellation of signs that are difficult to misinterpret. These overlapping cues reinforce each other, leaving little room for doubt about her intentions. Another layer to consider is how her voice changes in group dynamics versus one-on-one interactions. In a group, she may direct her laughter toward you more than anyone else, or her teasing may be reserved specifically for you. This selective attention creates a private connection in a public space. When alone with you, her tone may become even more personal, softer, and more vulnerable. This contrast highlights the distinction she makes between you and others, and it signals that she views your interaction as special. The psychology of vocal tone, laughter, and teasing is rooted in authenticity. While words can be chosen carefully and gestures can sometimes be controlled, the voice is far more difficult to regulate consistently. It betrays excitement, reveals nervousness, and amplifies joy. A woman who raises her pitch, laughs often in your presence, and engages in playful teasing is signaling both comfort and attraction. These cues, when taken together, create a soundscape of desire that is impossible to ignore. Consistency of signals is one of the most important principles in understanding attraction because it separates genuine interest from coincidence or politeness. Anyone can make eye contact once, laugh at a joke, or stand close during a single interaction, but attraction is revealed through repeated, reliable patterns over time. Human behavior follows rhythms, and when someone is truly drawn to you, their body, voice, and actions will echo that attraction again and again, even across different situations. Psychology emphasizes that consistency is what gives weight to subtle signals because it demonstrates that the behavior is not random but intentional, driven by deeper desire. Think about how many social encounters involve polite gestures that might look like signs of interest. A smile can be just good manners, laughter can come from social obligation, and proximity might be the result of a crowded environment. If you focus only on isolated signals, you risk misreading the situation. But when a woman repeatedly displays those same signals in your presence, her eyes seeking you out, her body angling toward you, her laughter consistently flowing more freely when you speak, that pattern builds a reliable picture of attraction. The repetition removes doubt because it demonstrates that her behavior is uniquely linked to you. Consistency can be observed across different contexts. If she shows signs of interest only once, perhaps in a moment of excitement or convenience, it could be situational. But if she demonstrates those cues at different times and in different environments, the attraction is far more likely to be genuine. For example, she may look for you across a crowded room at a party, but she does the same thing again when you meet in a quieter, smaller setting. Or perhaps she laughs at your comments during a group discussion, but her laughter is even warmer when you are one-on-one. This continuity indicates that her behavior is not accidental. It is a reflection of where her attention consistently gravitates. Another key aspect is alignment between signals. Genuine attraction creates harmony among multiple forms of communication. Her eye contact aligns with her body orientation, which aligns with her vocal tone, which aligns with her willingness to touch or tease. When all of these channels send the same message consistently, the truth becomes undeniable. In contrast, inconsistency often signals mixed feelings or social politeness. For instance, if she laughs with you but keeps her body turned away, or if she makes eye contact but never moves closer, the signals may not align, suggesting hesitation or lack of genuine interest. Consistency across different cues eliminates ambiguity and makes her intentions clearer. It is also important to recognize how consistency shows up in small details. She may choose to position herself near you whenever possible, even if she doesn't always initiate conversation. She may repeatedly mirror your movements, unconsciously syncing her behavior with yours. She may bring up topics you've previously discussed, showing that she not only paid attention but also remembered, which demonstrates ongoing interest. These are not one-time acts of courtesy but ongoing demonstrations of focus and connection. Over time, the accumulation of these moments reveals a pattern too strong to dismiss. Consistency also matters because attraction is not about perfection in every signal, but about the overall trend. No one maintains eye contact every second or laughs at everything said, but if the overall behavior tilts toward warmth, attention, and openness whenever she interacts with you, that is what carries meaning. Human psychology thrives on patterns, and when attraction is real, the behavior aligns repeatedly, even if small variations exist. The absence of consistency is equally telling. If her behavior toward you fluctuates wildly, warm and engaged one moment, distant and cold the next, It often reflects confusion, disinterest, or an attempt to be polite without crossing into deeper territory. Genuine desire does not hide itself sporadically, it finds ways to reveal itself over and over again. Recognizing this difference allows you to separate wishful thinking from clear reality. Ultimately, consistency of signals is what turns subtle gestures into solid evidence. A lingering look once may be chance, but lingering looks combined with repeated laughter, aligned body language, and frequent proximity across multiple settings paint a complete picture. This is the lens psychology provides. Don't get lost in isolated moments, but pay attention to the pattern. When attraction is real, the signals will not just appear. They will reappear again and again, until the truth is impossible to ignore.